Hello, everyone. We were muted, but I unmuted us. Hello,
Wonderful.
everyone.
good.
Welcome to episode 245. That is 245 of Millennial Movie Talk. This is the episode after the famous 244 episode, known after Michael Herman. I'm not ready to let that go, but here we go. And this is going to be Michael's last episode for a while, too. We should say that.
Indeed.
Michael is going
Peace be with
on
him.
a spiritual journey. He's going to
Yep.
go to Cambodia.
A vision quest.
He's going to
Bon
Cambodia for the
voyage.
next 2 months to work with the underprivileged and build them housing.
And spread the good Mormon word.
If only I was actually that kind. No,
No.
I'm not gonna be greedy and eat a bunch of food in Europe.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. How long you going for that till there, buddy?
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Ooh.
Euro
God
tour.
damn. You're just like skipping all of winter, hey?
Practically.
Much
That's
like
great.
the.
Well, no. We'll be back for July and August, so.
Oh, okay.
I hope
Autumn.
your experience will be like the popular film European Vacation, starring
not-
Chevy Chase.
And not
And
the
your
popular
antics will
film
be fun.
Taken.
I'm kind of not hoping to run into Chevy Chase. So here's a bit of a dick.
Hopefully, it's not like that. It's
Hey,
not like
Michael,
Taken. It's not like
Michael?
Hostel.
Michael, Chevy Chase or European sex traffickers? Who are we taking?
You know what? I feel like sex trafficking is a side of Europe that people don't really explore.
I feel like that's a
Yeah.
side that, it's underrated. It's
Again, maybe you should watch Hostel just as a cautionary tale.
yeah.
You know what? I don't want to
What
watch
not?
Hostel.
Can you
Thank
watch?
very much.
Not
Can
to
you
do.
watch on your plane ride over? I need you to watch every movie that has someone going to Europe and things going wrong.
That's
Well,
like
I
so
already
many
asked Gemma
movies.
if watching Lost would be a bad idea, and she's like, "Yes, they literally have a plane crash." And I said, "But it's only the first episode."
Final
I
Destination.
feel like watching Taken, wouldn't go down great.
You
Maybe
should watch
Ca-
Flying
Castaway.
High, Castaway.
Cars 2.
Castaway's good.
Cars 2, they go to Europe.
You know, I'll really
That's
scare
fair.
the shit out of Gemma. I would just watch Air Crash Investigation the entire time.
Yeah, do it.
And every time a cool graphic pops up, I'm like, "Hey, look at this!"
Oh wait, no, when the plane
Gemma,
shakes,
say
you'll be
something to
like,
the black
oh, that's
box."
just like in this episode when this plane rapidly like
Quick,
crashed.
Gemma, let's go to the black box.
Goddamn. Yeah, you should
Great.
watch the hit Broadway show Come From Away, which is all about all the planes getting redirected to bumfuck nowhere when 9/11 happened. It's an excellent musical.
I think there's a new HBO show about flying to Europe. I think it's called Masters of the Air. Maybe you could watch
But,
that.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, that
Isn't
might
that
be a good
the
one.
Apple? Is that not the Apple one?
You know what? It is
With-
on Apple.
With
That is the
Austin
Apple
Butler.
Let's
And-
just forget that.
And
Anyway,
Saltburn Big
carrying
Dick
on.
Man. Yeah. I don't have a question. I completely maybe I do have a question. What's your favorite plane crash?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good one.
okay.
I'm a big
I have
fan.
what I want to say straight away. I have what I want to say straight
Oh,
away.
I mean,
but I'm
obviously,
not.
look, you got your Mount Rushmore of airplane crashes,
Plane
which
crash.
you got your 9/11s. 9/11.
We won't
You
mention
got
that
the
one.
what first? You got
Yeah.
the North Tower and the South
You
Tower.
got North Tower, South
that's
Tower,
two
Pentagons.
crashes.
You got
Yeah,
Pentagon too. It's in there.
That's a double header.
Yeah.
I feel like Pentagon's open. I I Pentagon's open to be.
Hey man, where's the plane?
they
Hey,
didn't
man,
quite
that
get
wasn't
there.
a plane.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
sure. You have like
obviously
what's
the one that went missing.
Malaysian one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that
Yeah,
they
Malaysian
never
Airlines.
found.
30,
That's
whatever.
that's how good that one was. They never found it.
No. So
Um,
there's if
It
we
really
rule
did.
out,
It's really good at hide and seek, that game.
Yeah.
rule out planes accidentally or maybe purposely shot down by the Russian Federation.
Yes, we can't have that.
And what do we have?
Well, I want to throw out the one that they've made 2 movies about now, with Society of the Snow, the one about the football team that got stranded in the Alps.
Yeah.
That is
Yes,
a
that's a
pretty
good
famous
one
I'm throwing
because
that one up there.
there's a tragic plane crash, but they made some friends along the way.
And you know what? They
Yeah,
also
we-
made a pretty good box office total, I assume.
That's
They
good.
also made a pretty good snack out of each other. I hear.
Yeah, they
Oof.
made some friends. It made a meal out of some friends.
Made a meal out of you and me.
Hehe.
But
No,
yes,
definitely favorite plane crash movie. I think Castaway.
Castaway's
already
up there.
mentioned. Castaway's
It's
a good
definitely
one.
up
I,
there.
I would actually throw out Society of Snow in there. I throw that out. That deserves to be thrown in there.
It's
Um,
not
I
in
know-
English.
We're all thinking it. We're all just
Come on,
avoiding
Zach.
it because it's definitely number one. But Madagascar 2 is
Yes, it's in there.
the best plane crash movie ever.
What else is out there? I mean, look, TV shows you throw in Lost and Yellow Jackets.
Lost.
Um,
I feel
Yellow
like Lost
Jacket's a good
Lost
one.
is up the top for me.
me and my friend, we were watching Yellow Jackets, and we wanted one thing to happen all show, and they finally did it, like episode 2 in season 2. And we never watched the show again because we got exactly what we wanted out of it. We didn't need to see
You're
anything
just like,
else.
we're done.
Yeah.
God damn.
There's the plane crash in World War Z, which
Yes,
Brad Pitt survives somehow.
There's the one in The Mummy,
Um,
the famous one in the Tom Cruise Mummy film, where they released the trailer without
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember they released the trailer for Tom Cruise Mummy and it only had the voice? Like they fucked up the audio for it, and it's the funniest thing in the world.
In the official release,
in the trailer, like when they officially released the trailer, yeah.
You might say that release was a bit of a plane crash.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Shit.
I am gonna shout out Airplane
You said that
/ Flying High.
Okay.
They don't exactly crash the plane from memory, but I mean, like that entire film is a plane crash.
Well, there's that one scene in The Incredibles where they crash, the plane gets blown up by the fighter jet.
They get shot down.
Yes.
They also the jet over the ocean. That's right.
And Miss Incredible stretches out her dump truck to fall on parachute.
That's why she's so elastic, is that's where she keeps all of the elasticity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said it, not me.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah. Just thinking back on that scene now as an adult, having not watched Incredibles in a while, like from memory, that scene's pretty harrowing. Like that's a pretty deeply like troubling, scary scene now that I think back on it.
If I remember, the children are gonna die.
Yeah.
And Miss Incredible's like, Violet, if you don't make a force field, we are all going to die.
And then the plane gets hit.
Yeah.
And what does Violet do, guys? What does Violet
do?
She doesn't make the force field. She fails.
No, she can't do it. Yeah.
God damn.
And they all die, and that's the end of The Incredibles.
So that's why The Incredibles 2 is so wild.
That's right.
Yeah, they're just all back. Crazy.
Plane crash.
Tom Cruise. There's another Tom Cruise one. There's a War of the Worlds. There's a plane crash scene in that. It's pretty harrowing.
There's both Sully, where he crashes into.
He deliberately crashed.
Now, is that a crash? That's not a crash, buddy.
It's a controlled.
That's an emergency landing.
That was a ditch.
Now, what about? Have you guys seen the movie Flight, where they have the plane upside down?
We might end up in the Hudson.
Sorry, what?
But I know
it's Washington Flight movie.
Yeah, that's Denzel when he's on drugs, but he does the right thing.
Yeah, and then
that's a problem because they're like, "Oh, you're on drugs, but you saved everyone."
Final Destination, of course.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at a couple here. There's a bit of fun one. Obviously, Castaway, like Chris said. Yeah.
Castaway's the best one.
It is a good one.
It's a great movie.
World War II. World War Z was number 2 on the list, the second best plane crashing films.
Do you know who directed Castaway?
Yeah, it was Back to the Future, man.
Yeah, Mr. Zemeckis makes a good movie.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't make a bad.
Man knows his plane crashes. There's the Robert Pattinson movie, which has nothing to do with 9/11, and right at the end
has everything to do with 9/11.
It has it. Yep, there's that one.
What movie's that?
What is it called?
Remember Me.
I think it's like a romance.
That one.
It's a
romance. Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
And then right at the end, he's on the phone with the other interest.
Yeah.
And he looks out the window, and the plane's coming.
Insane.
And it's like, oh, the whole movie didn't matter because he died on 9/11.
Why would you? Why? Oh my god.
Yeah.
On that good 9/11 movie, Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close.
I never watched that.
Oh yeah, it's the little kid.
Oh, it's sad, man.
His dad died, but he's autistic.
Wasn't Tom Hanks' dad?
Sad.
Was Tom Hanks' dad? No.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, Tom Hanks was his dad. Papa.
Yep. It's deeply, deeply sad. I remember we all watched that as a family, and all of us were just bawling our eyes out
It's a sad
It was
one.
very sad.
He just has hope and
That kid, and he goes and like interviews everyone and chats with everyone. And, oh man, oof.
Zemeckis has made some good films, but he's made some shit films. If I'm going to be completely honest.
And what are the shit ones? Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No,
That's famous.
Whoa.
That's famous for being good.
Well, his 2022 Pinocchio film that he made for Disney Plus was really bad.
Was it?
Oh.
2022, past his prime. Didn't even know he was still making movies.
Yeah. I would say, is the Polar Express bad?
No, Polar Express is good. It's a kids movie.
Get over it, Alex. It's good.
It was magical when I was a child.
Apparently, Welcome to Marwen was bad.
I remember the trailer for that so well, and I just never gave any shits to.
I wanted to see it really bad, and then I heard it was bad, and then we didn't go see it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Apparently, he directed Monster House.
Ooh.
Really?
No, he didn't.
That's
direct
interesting.
it. He didn't direct Monster House, but
I got a plane crash movie for you.
Oh,
Top Gun.
Which one?
Both of them have a crash. The first one has a much more in the story crash.
It's an emotionally driven crash.
Is a jet a plane?
Is an F-14 Tomcat a plane? Yes, Alex.
Alex, I want you to know that I am going to go out of my way to clip that bit of you saying that and just post it no context everywhere that we have an account.
Why?
Just because I love that line. It's great.
It's a jet plane.
You were just so serious.
Tom Cruise is a plane. I believe he is a plane.
On all levels except physical, he is a plane.
What about helicopter crashes? Does that count? It's an aerial vehicle.
We do a movie news and review show, guys.
Yeah, movie.
We have spent 13 minutes talking about plane crashes.
That's movies, it. Though. That's how you get the real YouTube community in. Wow. Do you think our video is going to automatically get one of those little know the facts? Like please look into trustworthy sources.
You like plane crashes?
It might for our 9/11 comments, perhaps.
Yeah.
No, 9/11 was real when it happened, and we acknowledge that.
Yeah, but jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
No, but it can make them hot and malleable.
Classic.
And it can affect their strength. How about that for a bit of facts?
Okay. What do we want to talk about first this week? Because there's a couple things on the agenda. That we got a big trailer today. And then I also looked at Letterboxd and saw that Alex had reviewed 2 movies that I haven't heard anything about yet.
3.
Like newer ones.
3.
I didn't know there was a third one.
There was a third one.
And then we haven't heard from Chris on both Civil War and Fallout. And I'm hoping more people have watched more Fallout.
I've watched more Fallout.
Where do we want to start?
Well, Chris, I also want to talk to Chris about Shameless. Because I know Chris is getting deeper and deeper into Shameless like I have been.
I'm all up in Shameless.
Yeah.
Are you shameless about your Shameless?
The show is Shameless.
Yeah, but I can't believe. I guess we're talking about Shameless first.
Get into it.
I still can't believe how much this show makes me feel for some really, really bad characters. Because
bad as in evil, not like they're bad characters.
Yeah, well written, just bad intention characters. I'm in season 8 now, so I've got I watched a lot of seasons over the past week, and I've got my favorites, which are it's Lip, Carl, and Frank. They're my 3 boys. I hate with a passion Sammy and Debbie. And Chris, how are you feeling about where you're at? Obviously, because I'll talk to you more because I don't want to reveal anything you haven't seen.
Okay. Yeah, pretty on board with those characters. I don't hate Sammy and Debbie though.
Okay.
Sammy's, she's here, but she's doing some annoying things, but Frank's fucked her over pretty hard. So
as he's done to all of his kids.
yeah, which she didn't realize yet.
Yeah.
She was kind of confused that why the kids just don't care about him and would happily let him die on the side of the road. And then she's realizing why that's a thing.
I just love how persistent he is. How he every time he walks into the house, he's told to get the fuck out, but he will still walk in the next day.
The way he will find out about something, like someone he can get something off, and just full bore like go for it.
He's he's so intelligent too.
Yeah.
Even when you hear the way he talks when he's drunk too, and he goes off on his little tangents about society, he's very well spoken and very articulate and uses big words in the correct context.
There's the basically like Dude Where's My Car episode.
Yeah.
Where he goes to the bank to collect his settlement money and finds out that he collected it the day before, but he went on such a bender that he just doesn't recall it at all and doesn't have it anymore.
You finished that episode?
Yes. So
I was howling.
So he has to retrace his steps and work out this massive bender he went on to find out if there's any money left. And
I was howling when he was like, well, that leg alone cost 40 grand, and he runs
away with it.
He takes the kid's leg and runs.
Yeah, so he accidentally gave away his money to a children's charity and wants it back when he's sobered up.
A children's charity that's like there to afford prosthetic arms and arms and legs for children, and he just grabs it and
physically takes one of the children's legs and tries to get away with it, and the little girl is like, "That's my leg."
Oh my God.
What a character he is!
So good.
My favorite, even better than that for me, is with the taking advantage of the organ donor family. That had me howling.
It's yeah.
Without I can't really say without ruining anything, but there's some sad dad that loves his son, and
Frank's got
very
his liver.
much taking advantage of him. The scene where he gets in the bed and like sleeps because he knows it'll work. Oh, I was losing it. The guy tucks him in.
And they set that up like the season before by the dad having all of the people who he knows his son's organs were donated to for dinner, so it can be like, it's our final dinner with our boy.
Yeah, so it seemed a bit crazy, but then Frank capitalized on that immediately.
The stuff Frank's doing in the later seasons too, it's extremely funny.
I mean, rewind back to earlier on. Frank actually fucks a woman to death.
Yes, Frank. Bro, when they call her to tell her that she's got a new heart and she can get a heart transplant, and he goes, "She died last week," and hangs up.
And then fucks.
And then fucks her to
So
death.
Brayden looks confused.
What?
He finds out that a woman is on the waiting for a heart transplant. She's very weak, and he forces his way into her life, becomes like her carer,
as he does with everyone.
And then pretends he's in love with her, so she'll marry him, so that as soon as she dies, he gets her house. Right?
And the insurance money.
Yeah. And then so she decides, look, I want to go out on my terms. We should have sex, but I might die because, my heart can't handle it. And when they're preparing to do this, he gets the phone call that she can go in for the heart transplant. Hangs up, doesn't tell her about it, and then proceeds to fuck her to death, and then doesn't get the money anyway.
Jesus Christ.
It's glorious. And this is why we love Frank, because he literally just indirectly killed a woman.
Yeah.
And then he just walks out onto the next scam because he didn't get anything out of it.
Wild.
I love I love him. Chris isn't at peak Carl yet, but he'll get to peak Carl.
Carl's doing pretty well right now. He's pretty funny.
But yeah, it's and Lip's always great. Is Lip in college?
Yeah.
What's he doing in college?
He's become like the second most responsible Gallagher, and there's a few episodes where he starts playing dad, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
It's a really good show where there's obviously I'm like 5 seasons, so like 5 years in,
Yeah.
and like you're watching them grow up, and that's why the writing's so amazing, because like they're growing into adults, and especially Lip, like the transition from episode 1 where he's like 15 to like now where he's an adult in college, and like how he starts taking on responsibilities, and he starts being, you know, a father figure to the younger siblings, and especially seeing that with Debbie as well now. Debbie's like started high school. You know, at the start of the show, she's like, you know, under 10. Like she's like hardly a character at all. She's just one of the like little kids. And seeing her, like, we're literally like becoming a woman, and like going through all this stuff, like crazy good show in that sense.
Yeah, we love Shameless.
Yeah. And same with Carl. Although Carl's just a little
shit.
Carl's shooting stuff with his Uzi when he's like 10, and now he's in high school. So excellent. Glorious.
Oh, we like Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shameless talk.
Yeah.
I can rattle off the 3 that I've seen.
Yeah, let's get it. I wanna hear some of these thoughts.
I'll go in order of how much I liked them. So worst, we'll start with the worst, and we'll move our way up to the best.
I like.
All right. Starting in with the worst was Late Night with the Devil.
Okay.
This is one I was excited for because the concept was really cool. It was like a late night show horror movie. All I really knew going into it was that it was a horror movie set on the set of a late night show, where the host is trying to talk to possessed people to get extra ratings.
Yeah.
And for me, the best thing about this movie was the concept, and then they just really did nothing with it. It's just you're watching like a semi-documentary thing. You're watching the segments of the late show, and then there's some behind-the-scenes footage of them discussing the segments after they end. I just thought they never really did anything super interesting. They just did exactly what you thought they would have done with the concept. You were just watching a late night show. The setup was really good. It was entertaining for the most part, but the ending just didn't pay off for me. I didn't really like it. So I ended up giving it a 2 out of 5. And yeah, it was eh.
Should it have played around more with the whole like showing you the full program, or should it have gone away from that, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know that when I was watching, I went, this is fun, this is cool. And then it just never paid off. The ending was a bit shit, and I didn't really enjoy it. And
that's a shame.
Yeah, I felt like we got really good setup with a really cool concept, and nothing ever came from it.
Damn.
So yeah, 2 out of 5.
They can't all be winners.
No, 2 out of 5. Now my the next one. This is Abigail. This is unfortunate. If you know, I'm really confused by the marketing of this film, because if you know what the film is about, does anyone here know, other than Braden, what the film is about?
Yeah, I've seen the trailers, so I get you can sort of pick it up from the trailer, right?
Chris,
So,
do you know what the movie's about?
no.
Abigail. Okay. Are you ever gonna watch it? Be honest with me.
I think I quickly read the synopsis, which I've already forgotten. Something to do with is it a kidnapping or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this film's marketed. They reveal in the trailer, they reveal on the posters, and they reveal on everything else. Is that this little girl's a vampire?
Yeah.
Or a vampire/monster. And the way they do the trailers is that these people have kidnapped this little girl who they find out is a vampire, and that's the movie. It's about them running away. Except for the first 35 to 45 minutes of the film is them realizing she's a vampire.
Oh.
It's like them slowly, like it's a big moment when they reveal the little girl's a vampire, because weird shit's happening and they're like, what's going on? And
you're there as someone who's been forced to see a trailer before a movie going, she's a vampire.
Yeah, like we know she's a vampire. You revealed it in the trailer that she's a vampire. Like,
So this was just marketed really weirdly because they could have kept that surprise.
Yeah, if it was kept as a surprise, it would have been. Yeah, it's just it just loses its tension.
Yeah.
In those scenes because we know what's happening.
Yeah. It could have worked really well if its trailer was just clips from that first bit where they're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, we've kidnapped this girl and all this stuff. And then it's like, oh, weird shit's happening. And then they're giving you little bits of like, them like hiding or like sneaking around or fighting or whatever. And you don't see what the monster is. If you're in the movie then and you're like, oh shit, it's her.
So
like, that would be fun.
And I've gone in with it now when I was watching it, and I've gone in with it being like, all right, I'm not blaming the film for this because these people made a film and then they got fucked essentially by marketing.
Yeah.
So just reviewing the actual film, I had a lot of fun with it. It's either a 3 or 3.5. I'm still tossing up.
Nice.
It's directed by Radio Silence, which is the team that directed Scream 4 and 5 and Scream 5 and 6 and Ready or Not.
Okay.
So it's them. It's got a good cast. It's got Melissa Barrera from obviously Scream 5 and 6. It's got Dan Stevens from Godzilla x Kong and other movies. It's got Kevin Durant, not Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant.
It's got NBA basketball player Kevin Durant.
He's probably the most famous for being Blob in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh my god. Okay, yep, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Exactly. When I say him, you're gonna know.
Wow.
It's got the last film appearance from Angus Cloud, who was in Euphoria. He played the drug dealer in Euphoria. He passed away. It's got Catherine Newton, who I'm not sure, Cassie Lang from the new Ant-Man film.
Oh, yeah.
And she was also in Freaky. She was in Blockers.
Yeah.
And Detective Pikachu she's in as well. So that's the cast is one of the best things about the film. They got a really strong dynamic. There's some scenes where they have to reveal the backstories of the characters, and they're done actually really well. It's not just like an exposition dump. It's done extremely, extremely well. By Melissa Barrera's character having a sort of skill, and they all learn from that. It's gory as fuck. Especially the act 3.
I remember seeing the trailer, and I was like, "Wow, this looks like a lot."
Mm-hmm.
And that's a trailer.
The little girl is excellent. She's awesome. She was in the Matilda Netflix Matilda.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know who she plays. Maybe it's Matilda. She's Matilda.
She's excellent. Good for her. That's fun.
Yeah, she's awesome. The third act gets insanely bonkers in terms of they did something I really didn't think they were going to do, which I respect. I'm not sure if I love it, but it was super unpredictable.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Giancarlo Esposito is also in it. Overall, I had a lot of fun with it. You threw that
brick out of nowhere. Where'd that come from?
I had a lot of fun with it. I've given it a 3.5. I'm still mulling over. But it is a lot of fun. I can see myself watching it again. Maybe just 10 minutes too long. It's an hour and 50 something. If it was an hour 45 or an hour 40, it would have been perfect.
Oh, so close.
But yeah, good movie.
Okay, cool. I will.
They're really just let down by the marketing spoiling everything.
Really, the marketing and maybe an ending that's maybe too fucking twisty and crazy for its own good.
it kind of jumps the shark a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But
I feel like this is a film that will do quite well when it's just like on a streaming service or something.
Yeah. The last one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nice. That's it. Get it out.
Is one I saw this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Before doing this. And that's called Challenges. This is this is a Zendaya threesome movie.
Yes.
Except for it's not a threesome. It's just a little makeout session.
It's a love triangle. Oh wait, really? It's not a full threesome?
Nah, it's a little makeup sesh. So temper. There is no threesome in the film.
Okay, we're
but
all
there is a
lowering
love
our expectations.
No, there is a love triangle.
Yes.
So this is directed by the man who did Call Me by Your Name and Bones and All.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
This movie is awesome.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good. Great, even fantastic. Some would say phenomenal.
Damn, it's getting better by the second.
We're really climbing the hierarchy of compliments here.
The three main actors being obviously Zendaya, Mike Faust. Mike Faust was I'm not sure if everyone here seen the West Side Story remake.
Not yet.
Okay, Michael, yeah, he's the leader of the Jets that gets murdered.
Oh yeah.
That's not a spoiler. West Side Story is old as fuck.
I was going to say,
we all know the leader of the Jets.
If you haven't,
Juliet dies at the end.
And then Josh O'Connor, which I don't know if I've seen him in too many things, but there are three main actors.
Yeah.
And they're all phenomenal. The writing's phenomenal. The tennis. So this is the tennis love triangle movie where Zendaya and two other tennis players. Zendaya's married to a famous professional tennis player, who is on a losing streak, and he crosses paths with his once best friend, who was also Zendaya's ex-boyfriend. And so this movie jumps a lot from present day to 15 years ago to at some points 13 years ago to some points earlier that week. There's a lot of jumping. We jump, if there's a main chunk, like it's the main chunk is this final tennis game between the two friends and Zendaya watching, and that's used, and then like that plays, but throughout that they jump to tell the rest of the story of the movie, which is slowly making the tennis game they're playing more interesting. And what the movie does so well is that it makes you change who you're rooting for throughout the whole film. Like on one point, you're on board with Jetman, and the other point, you're on board with the other guy. And Chris, I think you're really gonna like this because do you remember our fucking favorite thing from A Quiet Place being the dive, the callback to dive?
Yes.
There is a callback in this movie that rivals and maybe better than that. And it's the score is also amazing. It's like a techno score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They do the score for this one, and it's a techno, like
it just like upbeat
90s.
Kicks ass.
Yeah. The tennis scenes the tennis match is incredible, and the other matches. There's points where you're the POV of the ball, and you're just getting hit around. You get POVs of the tennis players. You see the rackets in their hands. It was a film where, from the most part, I was like, this is a 4 out of 5. Yeah. And then we got to the final part, the last 15 minutes of the film, and so much happened, and I just went, well, this is just better than what I was thinking before. This is elevated. Like, the film does so much setting up, and it's got so much great payoff in the last act that I'm just like, it's a 4.5 or even a 5. I don't know. It's really well acted, really well directed. It's exciting for a film about tennis. I realized that after hearing a lot of Americans talk about this movie, that they don't really delve into tennis a lot, because I feel like tennis is more of a bigger culture here, obviously with the Australian Open, and
it's a big deal.
Here, because they're like, oh wow, didn't know tennis could be so interesting. Like, I was really worried that a movie about tennis was going to be so boring. But like, I'll even sit down and watch the tennis sometimes.
Yeah. 100%.
If you get a good game of tennis,
I remember one specific moment from my childhood when my family, we were all on vacation up in the Gold Coast, and my dad and my sister had gone to sleep. I couldn't sleep, and I was just like staying awake until I got sleepy. and my mum was just sitting down reading on the couch, and I sat there, and on the TV there was a tennis match, and we just watched the entire freaking match until like 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's compelling.
Yeah, it really is a fantastic movie, and if anyone gets a chance, go see it.
Damn.
Because it's awesome.
It has gone up my to watch list immediately then.
Yeah, really glad that this one came out.
God damn.
Yeah, and that's all the new ones I've watched. And to quickly throw my 2 cents in, I watched Pirates of the Caribbean again because it's a 10.
Why not?
It's a 10.
It is.
It's a 5 out of 5. It is perfect.
It is a perfect movie.
It's a perfect movie. The score, the acting, Barbosa, it's really great.
You're in one.
Yep. Best Stop Believing, Ghost Stories,
so good.
Mrs. Turner, because you're in one.
So freaking good.
Take a walk.
Bless. Well, speaking of cool characters with messed up faces and kind of rotting skin.
My headphones off because I actually want to watch this show.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
you really should.
I'm only 3 episodes in, so
okay. So let's just we'll just talk up to that then.
Okay, well,
yeah,
I've watched. Yeah, I haven't even finished episode 1, so I don't know what to do.
I'll go like this when it's okay for you to come back.
Okay, this is fun for me.
You just hang out. Okay, Chris and Michael. Is Chris here?
All right.
I'm here.
Okay, good. I really want to talk about Fallout more because it's such a freaking good TV show.
It is, isn't it?
So, Chris, you've finished it?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Okay.
Last episode. Very tired. Need to rewatch it.
Very, very fair. A lot
Yeah.
it's a big culmination of everything.
It is.
Michael,
it is.
Refresh Chris and I on where you were up to so we can discuss just that.
Episode 3. Our main character. What's her name?
Lucy.
Yeah, name now.
Lucy. Yeah.
Lucy is with Ghoul, and they're trekking through the desert at the moment. And the last thing that we sort of got was the flashback of him doing the Vault Boy pose in the jacket.
Ooh,
Yep.
yes.
Oh, in a jumpsuit. Sorry. Yeah. And then we have our good old Brotherhood of Steel. Maximus with Theodos now.
Yep.
After killing the giant
the new squire.
axolotl.
Oh yes, the big axolotl. Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty much
that's
where we're at
for a mouth.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that's sort of where we're at. Didn't expect my boy Ben Linus to be dead already. And have
that's
his
what
head
I was.
chopped off,
That's what I was wanting to hear about.
But you know what? He always plays those small roles.
Oh, and he did that scene with the campfire where she wakes up and he's just sitting there.
Oh, that's some like Lost level shit of him just like creeping about.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. But no, look, so far, I mean, when the show makes me actively want to go and play the game.
Yep.
It's doing a good job.
Because you just want to be in that world more.
And the music in the show is what
the music in the show is
back in the vibes.
The thing I love it because like something bad's happening and you're not getting filled with this like dreadful sad music. They're playing some like upbeat sort of music you'd have come from your Pit Boy as you walk through the wasteland.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what made it feel so real because they're fighting the axolotl and it's I can't remember which song's playing.
Every fight it's to some like more upbeat music. You're not like
exactly like you have Free Dog in your ear.
Yeah. It's good. It's doing a good job. It's doing a good job. So I'm excited to watch some more and play some more, even though I will probably not get the chance to play.
Interesting.
Before I go.
You said the what's the main character's name? Because it is Lucy, but we don't really have a name for her yet. Like in terms of because all the games, Fallout 3, you're the Lone Wanderer.
Yes.
New Vegas, the Courier.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 is the Lone Survivor.
Yep.
You know, what's Lucy? She's the
I would call her. I would call her Vault Dweller.
The Vault Dweller. Now, Fallout 1, it's the Vault Dweller.
Well, yeah, fair enough, but like,
but I only know because I saw a post about this. Yeah.
Everyone. I think this is one of my favorite things about the show is
how
much they're exploring that side of like the like almost the like politics and the class divide of it all.
Yeah.
Like, it's fascinating.
It's really interesting because obviously the first episode you get everybody like story differently. I was not expecting him to have all already met up by episode 2.
I did not think that would happen at all. And then all of a sudden episode 2 is like, nah, they're all fucking here. Every single person we've been following is in one.
And what they did so well is the characters, their motivations are so quest-like.
Yes. My gosh.
Like obviously Lucy's on a quest
Lucy in this
find her dad, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Obviously Fallout 3.
Yeah, she's literally, I don't know how many times in episode 3 she's like, I just want to find my dad. I need it to find my dad. Yep. I'm finding my dad. Please, I want to find my dad. Like, it's literally just over and over again. And it feels like you're going through like quest dialogue of them. Like, what do you want? I'm trying to find my dad.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Fallout 3.
Speech check.
Even just all of that with like, they've got their main quests with their MacGuffin and, you know, or their thing that they're trying to get. And then you also have, they nail side quests as well, because you get that moment where Maximus is in the power armor and he spots the two guys fighting.
Yes, cool. And they're like, that is totally an encounter you would come across in the game.
A random encounter. And guy was fucking my chickens. Like,
the elixir man.
The elixir man.
It's like, what also gets me is like, that line drop, like, oh, dude was just fucking my chickins.
Yeah.
And
the language is very game-like. The game was never the F-bombs.
And in the episode 3 when the Raiders are trying to like get into his power suit and he manages to get his arm in it and just squishes the guy's head.
Oh my god. Awesome. So one of the things I've been thinking about is like, this show is perfectly walking this line where it's a great show for people who love the games because they're getting to explore more of the world and getting like new elements of it. And by the end of it, no spoilers, but you're getting like a pretty good look into more than what we've really seen before, which is cool. But then it's great for newcomers entirely because it's just a fascinating show because it's funny, but it's also really dark and it's also really violent. I feel like if The Boys and Invincible, if they weren't such big hits for Amazon, I don't think the show would be as violent. But like, it also fits with Fallout because the whole VATS and everything.
If it wasn't, that's in the first episode when there's the big Raider reveal. I was straight away like, oh my god, there's blood getting splashed everywhere.
They're doing it.
People's heads are getting shot off. They're doing this right because that needed to be that way.
Yeah,
you know, Fallout's a game where if you played 3, the dialogue's ending and you're literally spamming the VATS button so that the second
I need to hit them before they hit me.
Yeah, the second the dialogue actually closes, you click on their head and you blow their head off before they even get their gun out.
Yeah, classic.
And that's how it should be.
And they commit to that.
Yeah.
I feel like this show does a great line of walking, like a great job walking the line between fan service and giving us things that we know from the games and stuff, but not overpopulating it that someone new couldn't understand what's going on.
Probably a good time
and I just hope it makes people want to play, because some friends from basketball were talking on Sunday night as we're walking out, and they're like, we've never played the game, but we've heard the show is great. We want to check it out. And in the back of my head, I'm like, please play the game.
It's like, I'm sure it will drive them to that if they like the world that they see. And I would say, good time to bring in Alex, because Alex, I think you've seen an episode. Oh, his earphones are off.
Bring him in.
Wave at him.
Here he comes. You ready? It's happening.
Everyone, make movements.
I'll message him. Ready?
Here he comes.
All right, ready? Alex, you've seen at least one episode of Fallout and you've never played the games. Your first introduction to the universe. Thoughts?
I said last week it's a bit of fun.
Oh, okay.
I'm
It's a bit of
interested.
fun.
I'm interested. It's been over a week since I've watched it, so I like Jackie. I call her Jackie because that's the name of Yellow Jackets.
Fair.
The brother from Hannah Montana was a nice little surprise.
Dude,
Yeah,
again,
I know,
you're
you
not
said it
ready
last
for how
week.
good he is.
And then obviously the real Paul Atreides.
Yes, thank you.
Also, yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest, and I like Walton Goggins. I've always liked Walton Goggins ever since
But
he
the
was in
universe,
fucking...
you like the universe.
I like the universe.
What do you think of
And-
the vaults? What do you think of the vault dwellers?
The vaults
they
are
a bit
fun.
goofy?
They're some of them are goofy, but I feel like there's gonna be every vault's gonna have a different vibe.
You would be right.
I
It would be very correct.
I do want to mention one final thing in terms of how good this show is going on world building. Yeah, that's fair. I believe it's in episode 2, so it makes sense that Alex has taken his headphones off for this, because one of my favorite things that this show has done is that it is filling out the world and giving enough without over explaining things. Because there's the scene where they're in post the shootout when Walton Goggins has been eating cherry tomatoes for some reason. And he reaches into his pocket and throws a bunch of caps. And he's like, for the tomatoes. And to anyone just watching, they're just like, oh, yeah, he's just thrown like their money around or anything. And at another point, they reference caps and stuff. Like, at no point do they turn to the camera and go, we use caps as for money. Aren't we wacky and crazy? And on our weird post-apocalyptic times, we're using bottle caps as currency. Like, they don't dumb it down and do that. They just commit and move on. And it's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. It fits so well for filling out a sci-fi fantasy world where, yeah, you're not just treating your audience like dipshits.
Yeah. Surprised they don't use NCR dollary dues, but we don't know if the NCR still exists, which they should, because you know.
I guess it depends when in the timeline.
They're not in this area. Well, they're not in this area for some reason, but they're definitely around because they are a big player in this universe. So they're
no spoilers.
No.
Goodbye.
Anyway,
and we're back.
The last thing I was going to say was the Vault Dwellers. This wouldn't spoil. This is not a spoiler. I was going to say they have done them so well. Their little plot line where they have the raiders in custody and they don't know what to do with them.
Oh my god, yes!
It's so funny.
That was this episode. Yeah,
sir, you'll hurt yourself. like, please, sir, please don't do that.
Because what is their vault done? They're a meritocracy or something.
Yeah.
And like they're all told to be just like as good as possible, and like
it's like China,
but like in like just the weirdest way. Like, oh
yeah. So yeah, that whole plot line where they have these like absolute scum, like drug addict raiders, you know.
Yep.
And they're just being so polite to them.
Yep, they're giving them Jello mold cake and stuff. Like,
yeah, please don't do that.
You gotta give them a formal education.
Yeah. It's hilarious and it's so perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys are in for a treat. All right, let's get Alex back.
Bring him back in.
Here he comes. Come on, come back.
We better be fucking done now. I'm not putting.
And the last thing that I wanted to say.
Now, a big ass trailer dropped today. I really want to discuss with y'all, because
Michael's gone.
That's because I didn't like his joke, so he's gone.
Okay.
Big ass trailer dropped today. The official full trailer, not just the little teaser trailer, for Deadpool and Wolverine. I assume everyone here has watched it.
I put money on Chris not watching it.
Didn't know it was a thing.
I did not realize.
Probably should have made sure we watched it before we done this.
Is this Mr. Jackman? Is it Jackman?
It is Jackman.
It is. Should we just watch it right now? Is that a thing we can do?
Yeah, Chris, it's not too crazy in terms of revealing what the story is.
they do a surprisingly good job of giving you a lot to enjoy in this trailer and getting super hyped for it without actually like spoiling like fun cameos or anything like that.
I am not interested in the slightest, and I probably wouldn't watch it just because I'm superheroed out.
Chris,
can't do it anymore.
Chris, I'll be honest, as someone who's also superheroed out, in terms of I didn't even go see the latest Marvel film in theaters. I waited until it was free.
Whoa.
I know. It's bullshit.
Even Deadpool 1, it was good. It's better than a lot of the other ones. Even then, I was just like, yeah, I'm just not
Deadpool 1's good.
Yeah, again, I can see its quality. It was
Chris,
better than
like
a lot
movies.
of the other ones. I was just not interested anymore.
Cool.
Chris, I'm going to tell you this trailer's worth it just for Hugh Jackman alone.
Yeah, a little bit of Hugh I can get into.
Do you enjoy Logan,
bit
Chris?
of Hugh to get into.
Does he sing any songs?
He does.
Is this the greatest show?
Yeah, it is. How'd you know?
It's everything you ever want.
I could listen to Hugh sing a song.
Sing a ballad.
Sing a tune.
Ballad about having.
Did any of us get to see him at his live show?
No.
I hear it's very good.
I hear that too. A lot of middle-aged women enjoy his shows, I believe.
Yes. Oh, I could imagine.
I believe that is the target demographic. Okay, here we go. Let's enjoy the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer.
You know what I might do so you guys can all see? I actually might just do this. Sorry, team. Sorry,
I'm very interested to see
because we are
what's going to happen next.
We are covering all of the.
Yes, fair.
All right, cool.
All right, here we go.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go.
Very fun trailer.
Good song choice.
Very good song choice.
Yeah, and it doesn't reveal too much. Chris, what are your initial thoughts? Did it do anything?
Not interested at all.
Oh,
Looks
really?
fine. Looks fine. Looks like all the others. Yellow
Oof.
Wolverines. Yeah, Yellow Wolverine was cool. That's the only thing that perked my
I don't think
interest.
it does look like the rest of the shit that Marvel's been dishing out, though.
But I haven't watched any of that shit. So I'm talking about Prime Marvel.
Oh, right.
When I was done.
Chris is like, Endgame? Fuck that.
Endgame was fine.
Infinity War?
Infinity War was fine.
Yeah, this isn't for Chris.
That was all I needed. I was done.
Bless Chris, we love you. This looks really good. I'm not burnt out. I'm still enjoying superhero stuff.
I'm extremely burnt out, not to the point where I'm burnt out of what they're currently doing, because I don't think what they're doing is justifying the means of continuing to do it. Whereas Endgame and all that, I feel like was a logical conclusion.
Yeah.
Or even just take a break for a bit, but they just kept kind of rolling through it.
Yeah.
This is fresh enough for me.
A big exception to the rule.
This just seems different, and I like that. I'm more impressed that Marvel just let him do another Deadpool film without limiting them. And I'm very surprised that Jackman came back still.
Yeah, and even just gotta say, getting a look at some of those little setups and set pieces, that's, I assume, just the surface. But if that's the surface level that they're ready to show us in terms of the trailer, not spoiling stuff for what will inevitably be a crazy bonkers actual film, I understand why Jackman was yeah, get me back in.
I just hope it's
because he looks fucking perfect.
He looks ripped. He looks jacked still.
Dude, when he walks out with the sleeves off. Ooh.
And yeah, I liked. Oddly, my favorite shot is his claws coming out through the cutouts in the costume.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you could feel it. My other favorite shot is when he's holding the gun up to him in the bar and he leans into it and smiles.
Yeah.
That's oh man, this Logan is deeply fucked up. So yeah. I'm very interested to hear more about that. The big, giant, dead Ant-Man is fantastic. We're getting some Old Man Logan stuff in there. It's cool. Very interested for people to learn about the villain. She's very interesting. And there's a tiny shot in there when they do show that it is big dead Ant-Man and there's skulls still in there and shit when the helmet's opening. There's a couple characters on the ground that if you really, really zoom in like I did this afternoon, you can recognize some of them. And it's good fun to see who's there. Michael, had you seen it before or not?
No.
What'd you think?
Looks fun. I'm in. I don't know. I feel like that. Yeah, I agree with the whole. Whatever they're doing now is just not it. I'm sort of.
It's shit. I'm gonna be on. It's fucking shit.
It is.
It's poo poo.
Look, they very much had a plan with obviously all the Infinity Saga. There was the clear cut plan, and you could see it forming. What is there? But this is gonna be fun. This is sort of what I'm here for.
I really think they're gonna go into damage control and nitpick the parts that are working and continue with them, and the rest of it they're gonna fucking throw in the bin.
Oh yeah,
and it honestly, this is kind of the film for that.
Yeah, but there's only a few things that are working. Eternals didn't work. Love and Thunder didn't work. As much as I kind of enjoyed Multiverse of Madness, I don't think that worked very well. Wakanda Forever was extremely forgettable.
Yeah,
I think it was good in the moment, and then sort of.
It was fine. It's one of those ones where it's just honestly, probably a 2.5 out of 5. Fine in the moment, extremely forgettable after watching. Guardians 3.
Only decent one.
Guardians 3. Do you know why? Because it was made with someone who cared and loved, and not someone who's just trying to dish out a movie for a deadline.
Yeah, It's almost like when you let the creators do their own work and not be so beholden to the overall thing, then you can get stuff that looks like this.
It's just why, the original ones worked so well, because they had a clear end goal in sight and they mapped everything, and everyone was across the board. Whereas just what they're doing now is just shit's weird. You got Nick Fury going from Secret Invasion to the Marvels, and he's a completely different character.
Yeah, that was the whole thing,
which is rubbish.
With the Infinity, so like characters were the same across movies. Like
they were
each movie's consequences.
Do you know why? Because they brought in Infinity War. They brought in Gunn to ride in and do all the Guardian scenes, so that they felt like the Guardians.
They brought in Taika Waititi to work with them on the Thor scenes.
Yeah, did they? In Love and Thunder?
Oh no, not in Love and Thunder. No,
currently
that can go in the fucking bin.
Currently have
Chris,
releases for Marvel movies until 2027.
Yeah,
no, I can't watch them do that to my girl.
Did you watch Love and Thunder? You didn't, did you?
No. Yeah.
There's a love triangle with Thor's hammer and his axe and Thor throughout the film, whereas
and they pull the same joke 3 separate times.
Where he will be,
somebody comes in threes.
Like he'll be in this conversation or doing something with his axe and his hammer. Like you see, no, sorry, with his hammer, vice versa. Axe is jealous of his relationship with him and the hammer. And Chris, the meme from The Office where Dwight's standing there and suddenly Angela's behind him and he freaks the fuck out?
Yeah.
They do that with the axe and Thor, and it's not funny.
The axe just floats over?
Yes.
Yep.
Huh.
Love and Thunder's a piece of shit. I don't care what people say.
It's terrible. It's
the only good thing about that movie is Christian Bale.
And even he was hamstrung
hardly
incredibly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
completely different movie.
Let's not talk about that shit film anymore.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine, it looks fun, and it's probably the most excited I've been for any superhero thing.
I feel like a fun place for Deadpool and Wolverine to end is the end credits. Deadpool sitting across the desk from Kevin Feige in Disney Marvel offices, and him discussing what films and what TV shows they're going to keep and what they're moving forward with.
I came up with one idea, which I thought would be very funny, because obviously Endgame here is to bring Deadpool over to the main Marvel universe to stay. Yeah. I thought it would be really funny if they brought him over. The end of the film is them bringing him over, and every time he goes to swear at the end of the film, he's got a censor.
Oh.
And they set up a rule.
He walks out.
But I would keep Deadpool and Wolverine, these two, I'd keep them together throughout other things. I would have them get the only swear words, the only F-bombs, because they've done it with Guardians 3, where they're willing to have one F-bomb in these PG-13 movies now. I would love it if Deadpool and Wolverine have to either play rock, paper, scissors in future thing to see who gets the F-bomb.
Yep. And it would be the exact type of thing where it's a scene where Deadpool goes, I want to say it, and he goes to do that with Wolverine, and Wolverine not breaking the fourth wall. Wolverine's like what the fuck, and he's like, damn it, what are you doing? And then he gets bleeped out and stuff. That'd be fun. They can do a lot of fun stuff with it. Turns out when you take two of the characters that people love the most with actors that fucking nail them and creative teams that should do well with them, it could be good.
Yeah,
it looks good. Late July can't come soon enough.
It's still on I think my most anticipated now for the rest of the year is probably I can't say The Fall Guy because that comes out tomorrow.
Does it?
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one.
Very excited for The Fall Guy. Just because Bullet Train.
Just because Bullet Train.
Well, Bullet Train's great. What is it? It's fucking it's Nosferatu, really. And I'm interested in I don't think it's even got a real date. And maybe fucking what's the other one? Furiosa, maybe. Or Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2 is more curiosity to see if Ridley can do it.
See if Ridley hasn't just completely lost it.
Yeah.
We will see.
Cool.
But is there anything else we want to chat about?
I'm good. I'm done.
I think that's all.
We didn't talk about it last week because it would have been a spoiler for Alex who hadn't watched any of Raw yet. But Rhea Ripley is sadly injured, like proper injured. She's out. Had to relinquish the title. It's very sad. They apparently did a Battle Royale today that I haven't seen the result of, so I'm looking forward to watching that. Get well soon, Demi. Bless. Yeah. Follow us on your podcast service of choice. Leave a review if you can. That'd be great. Subscribe on YouTube. Like and leave a comment and all that jazz. And as always,
I'm Alex.
I'm Braden.
I'm Christian.
And I'm Michael.
He got there eventually. Goodbye, everyone.
They hit.